Hi guys, it's Arsh Ellahi, and in today's session I'm going to address the question that so many of you have asked by sending me emails and saying, Arsh, you said last year that the property market's going to crash. It hasn't crashed yet. What's going on? Can you share some insight? So before we get into that, I'm just going to say a quick hello, and more importantly, if you're completely new to the channel, welcome. If you're an existing subscriber to the channel, thank you. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, press the buttons below, smash the notification bell. So let's get straight into it. Yeah, admittedly, last year went into lockdown and instantly we had a bit of a freeze in the market. The market hasn't crashed. Now let's have a look at why the market hasn't crashed. Because what causes a market to crash? A market crashes when there's a slow level of activity or when the market starts to have an economic downturn. Has that happened yet? Think about it. No, it hasn't. And the reason why it hasn't happened is because the government is still holding it up. It's doing everything it can to hold it up. It's doing this by keeping the furlough payments furlough payments there up until the end of March. That again is up for renewal. It's trying to keep the economy going by making sure that the employees stay in their jobs. It's keeping it going by making sure that the housing market keeps going, keeps people in rented accommodation. It keeps sales keep moving forward. So from that point of view, the market won't have crashed. It's still giving people grants. It's still giving businesses grants. So if you're in service accommodation or if you're in the property industry, you'll notice that you're getting business relief and you're getting some relief and some grants on your rates. And also if you're in the service accommodation field, you're also getting some grants and some, let's say, added bonuses from the government. Now, I've got a holiday cottage down in Cornwall, which I'm sure you all are aware of. I've done lots of videos of it whilst I've been down there and enjoying it. And as a result of COVID, as a result of lockdown 3.0, they said, sorry, you can't accept any more holidaymakers or any guests. But what they have been doing is that they've been giving us, so Cornwall Council have been giving us grants to keep afloat. And these are, in tune of like the best part of £1,000 a month. So normally we would be getting bookings, but now we're getting grants, which is keeping us afloat. It's not, with all due respect, it's not going to break the bank, but more importantly, it's also going to make sure that we stay afloat and keep trading. There are other companies that are struggling, like the hotel industry. £1,000 a month isn't really going to help them massively when they've got massive overheads. So the smaller businesses is helping. I've had a few emails from some people that own hotels that are kind of struggling. I've had some emails from other guys that have got shops. And I did a video last week about how to evolve. And how to evolve for 2021. So these are the things that you've got to take into consideration. So why has the property market not crashed? First of all, the property market is still open. We're still allowed to move, we're still allowed to sell. Now, there has been news, it's not official news yet, but there is a murmur in the background that the government are now going to start to think about, as the spike continues to increase, they're thinking about closing the housing market down. Now, like I said, that is not official, but that was cited on a website where the government has started to think about whether they close down estate agents, letting agents, whether they restrict people from moving, whether they restrict people from selling their properties or even buying properties. Now, if that happens, that's where we're going to start to see some movement. Because as a result, estate agents are going to have to close. Letting agents are going to have to close. People are not going to be able to sell their property. People are not going to be able to view their properties. So in that respect, that's going to have a negative impact on the marketplace. It won't cause the property to crash to kick in immediately. So I'm not going to say that the prices are going to drop immediately, but what it will start to do is slow down the activity, which means that we're going to have a bit of a downturn in economic fall. Therefore, as a result of that, what we're going to find is that we're going to start to see a lot more opportunities in the marketplace. So can you see it's only once the government starts to turn off the money tap. I've been talking about the money tap for the whole year. People say, well, what is the money tap? Think about all the money that the government's pushing into this economy. Think about where all this money's coming from. They're trying to keep us afloat. They're trying to keep us going and keep us trading. Now, once furlough stops, once all the other economic benefits that they're giving us stops, that's where we're going to see it all happen. And that is when the crash is going to happen. So when people ask me, when's it going to happen? And, should I be holding out? Should I buy now or should I wait? It all depends on your circumstances. So let's just address these one bit by bit. So should I buy now or should I hold out? Now, I'm going to say to you one thing is that property is a long-term investment. In the property industry, you will get times where we're going to have peaks and troughs. And as a result of that, this won't be the only thing that happens over the next 20 years to 25 years. Remember, when you're buying a property, you're buying it for the next 20 to 25 years. You're looking from a long-term, it's a long-term investment. So when people say, should I buy now, should I buy later? If the property stacks up for you now, what's stopping you from buying now? How do you know what's going to happen around the corner? How do you know that you're not going to get furloughed? More importantly, is this property going to provide you with another level of income? If it is, just do it. Yes, the property may decrease slightly if we have economic downturn or if the prices drop, but naturally, when it falls, it will come back up, which means that you'll benefit from the growth again. Remember, don't think short term, don't think 6 months to 12 months, think 20 years, think 10, 15, 20 years, and think of the factors to why you're doing this. So there we have it, guys. It's just a short, sharp video today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the session. Hopefully you've enjoyed the nuggets. As I said, there's no golden rule. I've not got a crystal ball. All I'm doing is that I'm reacting to the information that's in the marketplace. We're seeing what's happening. Now, if you're trying to figure out what's going on in your area, here's a little tip for you. Go on Rightmove, go on Zoopla, and subscribe to all the notifications of the properties that are going up for sale or being sold in your area. You'll notice that every morning, the first thing that I do, I check all the emails and see how many properties have been reduced. So this is giving you an indication of what's going on in your area. Have a look at what's been reduced. So this morning I got 9 emails from different agents. Out of those, 3 properties that were now just newly listed. The other 6 emails that I got show me properties that had been reduced in price. So again, that's an indication that things are going to slow down. Things are not moving as quickly as they used to be. But more importantly, it's also showing that there's going to be a bit of pain and motivation by vendors as we move forward into 2021. If you've got the time, if you've got the ability to buy and it's the right opportunity, buy now. If you haven't and you want to sit it out, there's nothing wrong with sitting it out. I'm just worried that you're going to be missing a load of opportunities. So there we have it, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed that session. It's just quick, short and sharp today. Next week, I'm going to be giving you a massive money-making tip, so stay tuned for that. If you like the thought of free content and you want more free content like this, why don't you connect with my podcast, which I release every Tuesday at 6 a.m. It's called The Property Rebel. You can find it on all podcast platforms. So you can find me on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, just to name a few. It is called The Property Rebel. Please feel free to subscribe to it. As always, you can connect with me on social media. So I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram and Twitter. And then finally, if you haven't already done so, have you downloaded the Property Investor app? It's the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of deals all over the UK. So whether you're looking for that below market value deal, whether you're looking for that rent-to-rent deal, lease option deal, etc., they're all there. There's 200 plus properties, all in the palm of your hand, and they're completely free for you to the app is completely free for you to download and have access to all that property and all that information within the space of a couple of minutes. Guys, on that note, I wish you all to be safe, well and happy. Stay safe, and more importantly, I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.